Hello everyone for Thai friends สวัสดีค่ะ Aston Georgia USA Ram Solat Giberson Gardening Ram Giberson Channel Today we already done how to build a stand for the plant stand. Today my goal is to explain because I do this every year to put the fresh flower for the summer in this pot. And before I do that, I like to explain a little bit how I keep it without having high maintenance. So this is the flower that we're gonna put in the pot. Mostly the deer don't eat. This pot I already did a section about how to make you potting mix. Would you like to be over there by the sun or why are you there?
Just so I can see the pot better.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Cody and I still to communicate and we have to communicate because we are still, we are immature, let's face it. We have to do that. When I make the potting mix, go back to that. I'm sorry. Let's get back to that. I put the Osmocote time release or any time release a fertilizer would do. Why? Because so I don't have to put the fertilizer in there every 2-3 weeks. When I do that, it's like a 9-month feed. And then on top of that, I put the granule bloom starter for the feeding in between the time release. The time release mostly is nitrogen. This mostly to help promote flower. And that's why you see all my pots have a lot of beautiful flower in there all year long, and I don't have to fertilize that every 1 or 2 weeks like you were using the liquid fertilizer. Then on top of that, what I do, I put the water crystal or water saver, depend on what you find in the bag. Sometimes we call the water crystal, sometimes call the water saver. It doesn't matter what company, what brand you get. I mixed it with the potting mix from the beginning, which is I did show how to do it in the program earlier in the season. You want to go back there and then learn how to do that. But today I'm just gonna briefly tell you this in case you wonder. So I'm gonna put it right here. Now the plant that I put here would be Miracle, Vinca, and Black-Eyed Susan. This is the same family of Black-Eyed Susan. Sometimes they eat and sometimes they don't. So I'm gonna take a chance of putting this in today. Today I don't have to put much fertilizer in the pot, but since I did this last year, I don't have to add on the water saver crystal in there, but I do put reflected time release in the pot. This pot would be like a tablespoon, and for the granule, for the bloom starter, it's about the same, about tablespoon. Time being that so I don't have to water to fertilize it every 3 weeks. If I do this, I wouldn't have to do that again for at least a month or a month and a half because the granule kept feeding for quite some time. And the time release osmocote would feed it with nitrogen for quite some time. So because of that, it saved me a lot of time. I have hundreds of pots. So people ask me a lot about, you have a lot of pots, how you do to take care of that to keep them healthy. This is what I do, and this is the message. So I'm sharing that with you today, and I'm answering to the question that asked. So something tall like this, you wanted to put something. Now I'm going to talk about the thing that you refresh the pot and the thing you're going to plant in the pot. If Cody would come here a little bit closer, see what I'm doing. Here, this soy, been in here for the 3rd year now. Next year, I'm going to have to take it out and prune. This year, I'm not going to. Right? Correctly, I should. But this year, it kind of late into the season. I should have done that sometime in the winter. This kind of late. So because of that, I'm going to prune a little root that was here. The same way that I take it out and prune the root. But I pruned it in here because if I take it out in the late season, for the plant did big, it will not be healthy. So because of that, I just prune a little bit root around the plant. If you have that, if you pot so packed you can't even dig the soil to put it in, that mean you're gonna have to really take it out and prune the root and put it back in. But please try to do it right, sometime earlier in spring, if you have the big plant like this. So now I prune enough here to put it in. So this I got some fresh soil from this pot too right here. So I put it in like this. Like this. Then the soil that I just took it out and mixed with the fresh soil, it back in. And another thing that I had to point it out, it's very important. When you have the pot that come in and then go out like this, make sure you put the shovel in between. Why, you ask? Because here, when you watered it, sometimes this soil is been in a pot for so long, and then it leave a lot of gap in between here. When you water, leave a lot of gap in between here and here. Does that make sense? When you water, the water wash right out. It didn't have a chance to sit in the middle and keep the soil moist. So because of that, you have to kind of take a shovel like this, put it in between. So that way it's not a lot of gap. So when you water, the water set in and had a chance to absorb into the soil. You just put it in. So nobody teach me that. I learned because I kept water and I didn't know why the water didn't stay in. So when I checked, it was a big gap right here. So now I know what I'm supposed to do, which is what I just share with you. So today I'm gonna continue with planning. I'm gonna finish that later, but this part right here, I already explained to you what I'm doing now with the fertilizer It's the same thing that I just explained to you. So I'm gonna have a chance to finish this part right here. So you can see, same thing. This part I done it the same time that I did those. This part now having a lot of gap here. Back card is not out like this. See, it's pretty tight. But for those, it's not. So just to keep in mind, not all parts have the same treatment. How do you know? You know because you pay attention. There is no class to come and teach you that you're supposed to know all of the detail. Another thing of that, gardening is your personal, because the problem that you have in your garden, other people may not have problem. So you pay attention. I'm not teaching anybody. I'm just sharing what I do since people ask and what work. So I'm sharing now what work for me. This is the low-grow barberry. I had it here more than 3 years now. I hardly do anything with it, and they don't eat. It's a golden wow, a barberry, teeny tiny little plant that require no maintenance. You put it here, you have color all year long. It doesn't matter what season it is. So when you come into the season that you're supposed to, that if you want to, you know, if you don't want to, you don't have to. You can easily put another barberry in here, your pot will be filled up. You can easily put another purple barberry. One here, and then you put this like that, and you put another different shade of barberry or another plant that will grow tiny right here. You have the pot that's sitting here without the flower, but it filled with the color from the foliage all year long. You don't have to do that. But for me, I love to have the contrast of the color, and then this still give me all year long color, and this still give me a room so I can plant something like that. And this is lamb's ear. I did not plant it here somehow. It's self-seed here. I know lamb ear sometimes it does not self-seed at all, but it happened that way in my garden. It grew right here. So now I'm gonna put it here. This is vinca, annual vinca. So I'm gonna put it here. Then to kind of see the pot in the art idea, or if you like, you don't have to even think about art. Since I'm on a trend of thinking about in the art term, that's me. A lot of those are personal to me, but I'm sharing my personal ability to learn with you. So that's why I talk about art a lot, because it make it easier to explain, and then for me to communicate in my term. So, but you know, you don't have to think of that term, not at all. Just think about what works for you. So here, then I'm gonna take the softer color. This is Zinnia, in the same family of Zinnia, but it's sometimes, you know, my deer in this neighborhood eat it. Sometimes they don't. So I'm gonna take a chance of the plant is this. That is the name of the plant. So, but you know, Marigold, you know, annual vinca. This one you may not know. So they are annual. So this one kind of get to be a little bit tall, a little bit looser form. So because of that, I'm gonna use these like the one they're gonna hang. The marigold, they have a strong stem, so more likely it's gonna grow up. And this one too. But when they get real big, and no matter what kind of plant, they're gonna fall anyway. So I'm just gonna point it out, you know, something to think about. I use this for this because they're softer. So when they grow, they tend to fall. So because of that, this is not so root bound, but it does, see, have a little bit of root. So what you do, you kind of break it just a tad like this. And then you break it here, just a tad like this. So now, understanding how plants work. From my own learning, when you tear up the root like this plant said, oh, I'm not growing enough yet. So they're gonna grow some more. A lot of time people have a question, I planted that, why it didn't grow? Well, why it didn't grow? Because you buy it from the nursery, sometimes the root are packed. And I'm pretty sure the gardener, all gardener experience that. But if you've been doing a long time, you know how to handle that. But my garden, I focus on the people who maybe never done that before. So I want to go to the detail to understand that, you know, I have a lot of people ask me how you do your pot in and keep them so pretty. Generally, those questions are asked from the people who just at the beginning, you know, like very, very young couple, just start a family, and they want to know how to do the beautiful garden. So, you know, it doesn't matter who everybody can learn it. I still have a ton to learn, to be honest with you. Up to this point, I've been doing it for more than 30 years. I still have a lot to learn. So that's what I'm doing here. And then this one, I'm going to plant that like this. And then this one, it's the gray with that yellow. So I'm going to plant it like this. This pot is not root bound that bad. Even though I don't have to put in the fresh soil, it's still okay. And this have no root bound at all. So because of that, I don't have to tease or cut or anything like that. I just easily put it in. And this one had a little bit of root bound. And I'm going to get the same treatment of that. So I'm going to put it right here. Put it right here. And we're losing the sun again. Cody, we're losing the sun. But we'll get it done. The light's still good?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, now I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to have just enough time to show you, to show it to you in this pot right here. Because you respond really well on when I show how to build this stand. So thanks so much for encouraging me, because everything that I do, I like it to have some kind of useful, you know. But then again, it's fun to see and then help people to grow the garden for summer. The reason I'm doing it pot up to pot idea, because this is the time that the summer flower begin, the end of April. In April, generally, there's a lot of beautiful spring flower. Now we're going into like May, June, July, something like that. So this flower is specific for the summer. So, and that's what I'm sharing with you, because it is the time for what you're doing right now. And then this is it for this one. So now we're gonna come along. I already put the time release fertilizer in here. There's a ladybug right here. You see that, Cody? The ladybug already been here. So this year didn't even go away. I was just working, and the ladybug was just kind of sitting there, like she didn't even know I'm here. She or it, whatever. She or he, I don't know. I just know it just never bud. So excuse me. That means it's a good sign. If you be with the bug have no fear of you. That means that mean they don't send the fear from you. So that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. So so they become just like, oh, okay, you know, I'm your friend, something like that. And that's how I see nature, by the way. So nature is a friend. It's a friend. So it's kind of a mess right now. Okay, guys. Today, I show to you how to handle two different types of pot. The round part, you have to kind of tuck the dirt in between before you plant it, because otherwise it got a gap because it kind of rounded out like this. But for this part, you don't have to because it's straight down. And then refresh. You don't have to refresh the soil in your pot every year. 3 years, it's good. When you have a big plant like that, like I showed you before, to cut the root and then put in a new soil and all that. And but for this one, I only have one plant here. I can use this part in another 2 years. Wouldn't be any problem because I have a little bit of not so bad root ball here. Other than that, I hope that I share with you something useful today. And I complete this part right here. So now Cody and I are gonna work on our own to finish this. Then when they come in full bloom, full color, I'm gonna do the video to the whole thing. We did that section yet 2 days ago. We already planned a whole bunch of this that way. And then we're gonna continue to do the part right by the gate. And then when this whole thing come out, you know, I'm gonna put the camera on and show it to you that these things are growing and they're living, and you get to see them again. And because today, thank you very much for follow us, and then you are so encouraging us. You telling us that you enjoy the program, and thank you. And you inspire us to continue to learn. We still have a lot to learn, and you're supporting us. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And for Thai friend, this is beautiful plants. I think we can go read. อันนี้ควรจะปลูกที่เมืองไทยได้เนาะ แต่ไม่รู้ วันหนึ่งแรมจะไปที่เมืองไทยจะไปทำสวนอย่างหนึ่งอย่างใดแต่ยังไม่รู้ I said to Thai friend, I say this may grow in Thailand, and one day I'm gonna go to Thailand and maybe try some of the gardening there too. I don't know. So we don't know what the future is. So today we enjoy it right